he wears the fez. Now, the thing about what made C. Freeman a true master was this. He would say things, and probably those things he said you really wouldn't recognize. You wouldn't think much of it. You wouldn't think nothing, and then it would come to pass later on. It was certain things, you know. And so I'll give you an example. Right now, we got a lot of conscious people that's started studying the conspiracy. And as a result, they done got trapped in the conspiracy. You're trapped in the conspiracy. So put your phone on buzz, whatever you call it, whatever, pulsator, whatever. You know. So they get trapped in the conspiracy. And they become paranoid. And what happens here is they start studying only the ruling class. I don't want to say powers that be, because they on the way out of power. They only study the ruling class agenda. You see what I'm saying? So everything is what they're going to do next and what they're going to do now. The Illuminati going to do this, the Illuminati going to do that. And they study the ruling class agenda. And what it does is it takes you out of even striving to even understand what your agenda is. Right. So a lot of people tell you all the stuff that's going on with the conspiracy and the paranoia. Right. But when you ask them, well, what's your agenda? Right. They don't know. Because their agenda is studying when we go into, you know, it's like the King Alfred plan. You know, we go about the concentration camps. We come to find out that the government put that stuff out in the 80s. The Rex 84. They got it from an actual book. It was a book at first that some guy wrote. And then, so this idea is pretty good. And so the Rex 84. But the key here is if you, in mind control, if you put out an agenda that you go into the concentration camp, you see what I'm saying? You don't even have to lock them up. You don't have to give them to a for the simple fact that there's a threat of a concentration camp means that they can contain you and they don't never have to put you in a concentration camp. You see? And so as a result, this conspiracy has been going on for the last, the Rex 84 one came out in 1984. You see, 1984. What's that, about 24 years? Going on 25 years. We got it in the late 90s, like 1989, when Khalid Muhammad and other people started discussing the King Alfred plan. But the thing about it here, I did a lecture in Chicago last year, and they were like, when you talk about the concentration, and we're not going to no damn concentration camp. And you know, the people was actually upset that I told them they wasn't going to the concentration camp. And I said, they done made a mindless slave out of you, and I give you some good news, you're upset, because you want the bad news. I'm like, come on, man, get the hell out of here. I used to speak on the concentration camps in the 90s until I realized, hey, this is some bull. You see what I'm saying? I'm back to C. Freeman. I was saying something about some conspiracy about 11 years ago, because in 2008, no, in 98, we had our office down at Starbucks at the Equitable Building downtown. There's a Woodrow Park. Across the street is an Equitable Building, and they had a Starbucks down there. So we was to go down there and sit down and just, you know, kick around ideas and all kind of stuff like that. And I mentioned something about a conspiracy one time, and he said, hey man, why even worry about some shit that you can't do nothing about? You don't even know the people, that's the conspirators. So that's burning up energy. Why worry, you know, he used to say things like that. Why worry about stuff that you can't do nothing about? And I was like, man, you know, at first I was like, well, you know, we speaking this general information, but it came true. For the simple fact we locked in this whole conspiracy thing. And he would say several things like that. He would say several things like that and all, and those things would come true. So I find myself often saying, well, you know, C. Freeman said that. But at the time, that's how the true master is. It's the same thing if you go, when you see Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. No, not Return of the Jedi, The Empire Strikes Back. He told him he's supposed to go see Yoda, the Jedi Master. And when he got there, Yoda was a little old runt, living in a shithole eating stew. And he treated him with a heavy hand. Until he realized, you see what I'm saying? So until he realized that the master ain't gonna come with all the flowing gold and all the type of stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? It could be the drunken master. That's what the whole thing happened with Jackie Chan. You see what I'm saying? And all. So the master always appears, you see what I'm saying, in unconventional ways. You see, so and it's interesting. So when they say certain things, you might not catch it, or you might have to grow into it. You know, might have to grow into it. So he was a true master in the sense, and so if you can access Brother C Freeman's works, so we're gonna spit to him. I don't want to pull on these people's rug or nothing like that. Mess around. Stuff you smelling like barley and stuff. But we're gonna spit to C Freeman. Yeah. We're gonna spit to C Freeman. I guess that was him hollering out. That's how spirits work. You be interested. They say, you know, you be eating some potato chips and the bag will fall out your hand or something will fall on the floor. That's the spirits wanting that. You see what I'm saying? That's the spirits wanting that. And you know.